Hi everyone. So during the month of March I managed to read 5 books. Here we go. The first book that I read was Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in the Last Hours trilogy. I read this one on Instagram as part of the Tandem Collective UK read along. It was really fun to do. So it's set in the Shadowhunter world. If you haven't read these books yet, there's quite a lot of them. But they are worth it, so I do recommend them. This one followed the lives of James and Cordelia and Lucy and Matthew and their friends. There was a lot of Shadowhunters being killed while on patrol, so they were trying to figure that out. Lucy and Grace, they were trying to bring Grace's brother Jesse back from the dead, so that was really interesting to read. It left on a pretty good cliffhanger, so I'm really looking forward to the next book. I can't wait for that one to come out. The next book that I finished was Gallant by V.E. Schwab. I talked about this one in a previous video. It didn't take me long to read at all. It was really good. So it is a standalone novel. It's about a girl called Olivia, and she's sent to live at Gallant, which isn't what it seems at all. It's a parallel world to Gallant, beyond the wall, full of ghosts. Olivia can control those ghosts, so that's really fun to read about. I would have preferred another book, and I think that there could be a prequel maybe. I'd love to hear what happened to the Pryors before Olivia. Really good read, this one. The next book that I read was Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. This was really good. So I started this one last year and only just got around to finishing it. It's set in the future, and the main characters are Kian and Jaden. And Kian and Jaden, they are thrust into a arranged marriage, simply political, so that their two empires could come together. It turns out that Prince Kian and Jaden actually do have feelings for each other, but somebody is out to get them, as usual. It's a really good read. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend it. The last 2 books that I read in March were Measure of Days and Upon All Men by Sophie Lazelle. Sophie sent me these books herself, so thank you to her for those. These ones are about a flesh-eating virus or disease. Most of the world has prosthetic limbs or chest cavities, stuff like that, because of the flesh-eating virus. There is a cure. It's very expensive, but if you do take the cure, you are either infertile, or if you were to have a baby, they will come out deformed. So the story follows Dita, who is immune to the disease. She's one of the only ones in the world who seems to be. So they want to test on her. Eventually she agrees to be tested, helps them to get the cure a bit faster. So yeah, her story continues in Upon All Men, along with Lincoln, which is another main character. There's lots of different characters' views in this book. I like to hear about the different points of views from different characters. So yeah, brilliant. All of the books I read in March were 5-star reads, so if you haven't read any of them yet, I urge you to do so. I'm going to leave my links down below to all of the book reviews on my blog. So yeah, that's my March wrap up. Thanks for listening. See you later.